Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So at the risk of overgeneralizing a little bit here, there's two broad categories to how you view COVID-19 and all the measures that they're putting in place to control the growth of it. You either see them on the one hand as being reasonable, or you view them as an intrusive restriction on your freedoms. Regardless of which side of the fence you're on, there's one measure that's being put in place in various countries around the world which both sides seem to be very concerned about, and that is cell phone tracing apps, or what they call proximity alert apps. Now these are apps that are designed specifically to track who you've been in contact with, when you saw them, and where exactly these meetings took place. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today, these cell phone tracking COVID apps. Now, the intention of these tracking apps, it might be for seemingly good reasons, to slow down the spread of COVID-19 and alert people early on who might be at risk of spreading the virus. But at what cost? Do you really want your government to have a location tracking device on you and everyone else? Now, of course, that's kind of ironic because in many ways, each of us just using a normal phone, that's exactly what they are. But these new tracing apps, they are designed to precisely pinpoint your exact location in relation to everyone else in a much more direct and accurate way. Now, they've actually rolled one of these out in Australia many months ago, and they call it COVID Safe. And it's got off to a little bit of a slow start. Here's how that's gone so far.
Let's bring in Professor Katina Michael from the Australian Privacy Foundation. Katina, thank you so much for joining the latest. Let me ask you this up front. 4 months on, in your view, has this been a success?
I like the fact that we've tried to reduce the transmission of the pandemic using an application, a mobile device, but I'm really suspect on how it was rolled out. There have been technical bugs, there have been issues to do with data privacy, issues to do with security, and actually the normalization of surveillance. This notion that we have now people looking at our contacts, our physical social network.
So that's what's happening in Australia, and now in Singapore, the government is doing a big push for the second time of their own design app called Trace Together. Now that's already been out for quite a few months, and here's the announcement, and check out some of the comments that were left below the video. Let's take a look.
For everyone else, I would say the majority, I would still encourage you to continue to use the Trace Together app on your smartphone if you have it available, because the next step is that we want to augment the safe entry program by making proximity data also available to it.
Now these tools are presented as tools to protect individuals, families, and society at large through a community data-driven approach. Details on proximity and contact duration are shared between devices that have this app installed. Now in Singapore, an estimated 17% of their entire population have voluntarily downloaded the app. In an effort to preserve privacy, the app's developers, they claim that it retains proximity and duration details, but for just 21 days. But here's the issue. The contact tracing apps, they are usually not open source software, and so they're not really subject to audit or any oversight. If it's developed by the government directly, like in the case of Singapore, it actually places a government authority in control of the transfer of valuable contact details. And I guess it all boils down to trust. Do you trust your data to that level in the hands of your government? Let me know in the comments, yes or no, and why. Now the answer might be no, but soon, perhaps they're going to find ways to start enforcing these apps, and that's a big part of the reason why the internationalization industry exists in the first place. See, people are becoming increasingly distrusting of those who are supposed to be looking out for their best interest. And that's why when I started building Strive, one of my event topics that I chose out of all the different events is the topic of internationalization. Now, internationalization deals with giving yourself and your family different options. It means that you don't have your entire life tied to one country, one society, one government, one everything, because there's risk in doing that. There really is. So internationalization is all about having multiple options. So, for example, multiple residences. Why would you want to have multiple residences? Well, there's a number of reasons. So there's different areas of your life, and spreading your life globally or in more than one location and your families, it's really, really important. Okay, it really is. And that's what the internationalization event that we're doing here at Strive is all about. Now, we have one coming up in February in 2021. And like all the events that we do at Strive, they're 7 days, 6 nights. This one's going to be really special, and I'll tell you why. The keynote speaker that I got for this particular event, I just booked him about a week ago, and he's extremely credible. He's been doing this for a very long time, well over 1 decade. And he's traveled all over the world, set up different parts of his life all over the world. And so he does this himself, he consults others on doing it, and this is the industry that he's in full time. So he's going to be coming here to Costa Rica, right here at this resort. This is where you'll be in Feb if you come to that event. And he's going to be teaching every single day on this topic. We're also going to have other speakers as well, but he's going to be the keynote speaker. So if you want to know more about that, there should be a link somewhere below this video, but go and check it out. And either way, look, I'm not saying that these tracking apps are a bad idea or a good idea. Personally, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with them. I understand the side that says that they can be a good thing to slow down the spread of the virus, but I think there's a fine line that we're getting very close to crossing, and some people might say we've already crossed it. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Let me know, are you comfortable with these tracking apps? Would you put one on your own phone? What do you think? I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.